Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down things each week that makes everything a solid podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey.
Hello?
How do you guys... Is that what was the animal that says hey? A camel?
Camel, perhaps? Yeah.
Hey.
Shelby had that locked and
when
loaded.
when you leave him in the desert. Hey.
Hey, come back.
Come on,
the
man.
heck?
Hey.
You guys going to the Oasis? Yeah, tell me if you're going to the Oasis.
I mean, that's where everybody's going, right?
Yeah.
Not a
Sure,
whole
you
lot
gotta
of
hang out in the
alternative
desert.
destinations out there.
Yeah, you got to go to the Oasis. Unfortunately, it is many times a mirage, as far as I know. That is pretty frequent. So, always mirage.
I feel like when I was a kid, I really thought a mirage was like seeing a palm tree. Not that it just makes the makes the air wavy.
Yeah, not the hallucinations of a dying man like it is in real life or whatever.
It doesn't make you see a roasted turkey in front of you.
And it doesn't make a sound that's like, you don't get like a little chimes. You don't hear chimes. It'd be very helpful if you just heard chimes every time. You're like, well, that's a hallucination because of the chimes, you know. It's pretty obvious
Like in
to me.
Twin Peaks The Return, over the casino, over the slot machines that are going to win. Basically
Yeah.
that.
When you hear that, you know what you're looking at is some bullshit. Some
It's like 10% musical. It's such an amazing little, yeah.
You got to edit that into some like Resident Evil footage. That's the response to hello. Hey. Hello, one zombie. Hey.
Oh,
That's
shout out
like
to
something
that
you'd
camel.
put on. That's something you'd put on like one of those tiny like memory card. Remember when they used to sell like Think Geek and
Number
stuff?
5.
Like, all right, fucking
Tony,
whoa!
it's been 2 minutes.
2 minutes
2
51
minutes.
seconds.
Relax.
Shelby's got to go to the bathroom.
But Shelby has diarrhea.
He's like, come on.
It would be kind of fun to one time try to do this podcast as fast as we possibly could. I feel like that would be funny.
Number 3.
We're ready.
It would still be like minimum 25 minutes because we're really
be
bad
tough.
at moving along. But I think it would be a fun challenge.
Yeah, in a room with a monoxide link. But like we have to wrap it up. We really do. We're starting to lose
Recording our
consciousness.
podcast in the escape room.
I put that on the soundboard.
Before you
Why don't we
interrupted with your number 5.
Why don't we start hitting that button on the soundboard? How about we had a button on the soundboard that says, tell me more. Oh, nice to know.
You were saying button, slamming it when someone interrupts someone else. It's a pretty good idea.
No, but they used to have those little nuisance machines, and the whole idea was like they beeped once in random intervals, and they were like, hide it in your coworker's office. And it was supposed to be like a prank. It was like, this is mental torture. This is like against the Geneva Convention level shit to do to somebody. But I was thinking that would be a funny sound to put on one of those. Hey. Like, there's a tiny
like
guy in there.
the Office version of like carrying somebody, like Carrie in the book, the way she gets bullied. I feel like the Office version of that is nuisance machines and shit. You can't be doing that. That could end with somebody using their powers against you.
Mm-hmm. It's like if they had those little fake gum sticks where it snaps your finger, but instead it shoved bamboo under it. And it'd be like, this is a little aggressive. This is kind of going to cause some trauma we don't want to get into. But yeah, I don't think there's as many Office pranks anymore. I wonder why that is. I wonder why.
Because of woke. Because of woke.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Nobody's allowed to do weird, unplanned, and loud things in an office anymore without everyone running for cover. What a world. Good world.
Because of wokeness.
Yeah, because of woke. That's the thing. Yeah. We're all reflecting.
We're all thinking.
It's It's late. You guys did the bonus before this. I feel like we're maybe all a little bit sleepy.
That's
I
a
was
good
in
new-
a little bit of a stressful situation earlier tonight, and
Kath was in a saw trap. She needed a break.
I was in a saw trap.
It's like we said
And
on the
I was-
bonus. You were at the top of a rock climbing wall, and then you got scared, and the fire department had to come and get you down.
Yeah. And because that was so stressful, I did make and then eat a quarter of a sheet pan of brownies. So I'm a little sleepy.
Brother.
I got a little stressed out.
man.
I had to make some stress brownies, and now I might be a little tired for this podcast. I apologize.
You didn't want to eat anything lighter, like a cinder block, like a cube of tungsten? Something.
Look, a quarter of a pan of brownies to me is restraint. That's holding
Yeah.
back to me. That's
Yeah.
I froze the rest of them. I was like, get him out of here.
The voice just
Yeah,
like,
set the rest.
finally you can have the brownies you seem not to value. Just like doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be a good saw trap. They're like, you got to dig around in there. I was gonna do a bit, but I feel like we've done it before, where it's a saw trap that's all the Halloween. The key is in spaghetti, but it's eyeballs or whatever. The key is in the bowl of.
Sounds like
skinned
something we
grapes.
would have done. Yeah. It's like, ugh, gross.
Statistically speaking, we have probably done that bit.
A lot of
The worst.
episodes.
Law of averages.
Yeah, a lot
you
of
remember-
Closing in
episodes.
on
so-
400.
Yeah.
Very
If you
close
remem-
to 400.
If you remember that and we don't, that's great. There's a lot else that we don't remember. So,
We're wiped. Shelby wipes us after every episode.
That's
He
true.
Cleans us out. Puts until he can,
Don't call
He
it
has to be
that.
able-
I don't
yeah,
like
I don't
that.
I don't like that either. I have the same.
What did I say? Cleans us
Cleans
out.
Cleans us
That's-
out.
Yeah,
Shelby
I don't know.
cleans us out like a suit of
some-
armor.
Implications, I don't care. Connotations, I don't care for.
Nobody's
whether or not
getting
intended.
in there enough to do any cleaning. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Stay out. Don't be
Shelby
cleaning me out.
drains
Shelby
us.
really flushes us out.
Shelby flushes our humors after every recording. Shelby replaces all of our blood with new good blood. That's how it goes. That's just
I
part
got you
of
guys
being
the
a
good
podcast.
blood.
Oh, you
Because
love
our blood
we love-
connect.
We're just Peter Thiel style, just observing a lacrosse practice and with some sort of tech X-ray goggles that show who's got the good blood. Just looking at that circulation, salivating.
Excellent. I don't know what he sounds like.
Just
Probably
exactly
that.
like Mr. Burns. Yeah, almost exactly
I
like
can't-
Mr. Burns.
I feel like I go so far out of my way to not hear any of these people. Like, I will not watch like Trump say stuff. I will read a transcript of him saying stuff because it's like good to know or whatever. But like, I really work hard not to hear any of these people's voices as much as humanly possible. It's hard to avoid with a lot of them, but like a Peter Thiel, I feel like he's probably striving for you not to hear his voice.
Yeah. The transcript is the way to go, I think, on anything. I don't want to hear anybody's like delivery, I just want the information. I don't need you to do a whole rigmarole, a whole song and dance. Just
I want to
'cause
hear.
that's like-
I need to hear the stupid thing he said. I don't need to hear the stupid way he said it. I know he
Yeah.
said it crazy stupid style because that's how he says everything. So I don't need to hear like the particulars.
Yeah, and as we know well from this podcast, so many news sites are video. They know you don't like video because they won't mention it. It's like they sneak musicals into theaters now. Where they're just like they
Yeah.
definitely phrase it as if it's an article you're about to read, and then instead you're suddenly like watching the world's slowest video player that's like buffering. Yeah,
How do they
but
get them so slow? It's incredible.
Somebody's got to have it feels like a patent issue. There's one site has video that works, and everybody else is just absolutely struggling to get anything to go.
Video on like local news websites is somehow from a decade ago. Like the software or whatever keeping that going, it just like it comes within bites of completely crashing my computer like every time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're trying to read a news article, and all of a sudden it's like, do you want to download Real Player? And you're like, Real Player? What the fuck? Like, thought about that in years. Oh, I'm like, wouldn't be surprised if I open a news article and they're like, oh, you can't actually view this article because you don't have Macromedia Flash. I'd be like, Macromedia Flash has been obsolete for shut down for a decade now or something. Yeah, those videos, and they're like pop-ups, and then the play, like everything is so weird and shitty. It all seems like it was embedded into it by someone else. Like it was a video that wasn't supposed to be in there, and it was linked wrong. Yeah.
It's cool.
It's not ideal. Except
Good
for
place for
X.com, the
journalism.
greatest video. Really good X.com. You got that good algorithm
Does
over
video
there.
work on there?
No. It doesn't.
It doesn't? I haven't been on there in a while. I went on like a little safari last night to see what kind of people are using X.com, and I was not thrilled with what I found. Pornographers would be a step up, I think. I posted this on Blue Sky today, but like the main types of guys I found were guys who love Hitler and love the troops that stormed the beach on D-Day. Like they're just like fans of 1944. Like they like both sides. They're just into all of it.
It's called
Very
having
strange.
layers. It's called, being a complex person. No, they're going like, I think I don't know if I said on the podcast, but I went on there to try to look at a Best Buy's X account for some sort of announcement, and Best Buy was
Had to get
listed
a special
second.
cable.
I had to get.
We're doing AI racism now.
Yeah, I wanted to
That's their
check
big
when
announcement on X.
their new when's the new Diamond HDMI cable dropping? Now it's some Switch shit.
We still
and I
have
try to go,
DVDs.
Best Buy, come on down. Don't you, we are positively swimming in steel books. Please, for fuck's sake, come unload some of these steel books from us. But I tried to look, and Best Buy, if you type best for me, I know people, maybe it's the algorithm or whatever, but I don't think so. When you type best into the search bar, Best Buy was the second result. The first one was best pornography videos. And I was just like, okay, all right.
Those are the two best things.
Yeah.
Pornography videos and buys. The top two things.
Those are probably not even the best. Who's determining? Like, come on.
Yeah,
That's true. Who's vetting? What's the pool?
Yeah.
Is there an academy? How are they deciding?
Yeah, is that a joint account? We're deciding. Where's this coming from? Come on.
Co-running my porno account with my friend and voting on the best video.
Everyone running that account is a different one of those naked guys that DB used to post, like the old naked guys.
It's the squart
There's
guy.
a consortium of them. There's a council, and they decide what the best pornography videos are.
They all go stand in a clearing in the woods. They're all naked.
I imagine them all as looking in the exact pose of this squart guy from the like famous dating profile guy who's like, I'm gonna make you squart.
No,
it's crazy that there's a guy in the world who is the squart guy. It's wild that that's like a human being you could like be in line at the bank with, and it's like, is that the squart guy? That's crazy.
He brings me so much joy.
This guy looks like his heart's going to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew instantly you were talking about, which means like there's like
you type it into Google.
You'll find
squart
him.
guy image gallery.
And it says
there's
here,
like a couple
0% match, 0% friend, 100% enemy. I don't know what dating site that's supposed to be from.
My nemesis, the squart man.
He looks like
he looks
kind of like he's got like a Ryback thing going on. He's very,
he looks like Ryback.
Red and kind of sweaty and just real type
He's
of guy.
He's straining. I don't know what action he's performing, but he's straining to.
He's going to be causing himself some kind of intestinal problem. He's getting a hernia.
He's getting a hernia. Whatever's happening, he'll stop at nothing to make you squart.
Oh my God. It's so. I love this. Like, look.
I did not know about this guy. This sucks.
You didn't know about Squart Guy? You got to read his whole profile. So here's the breakdown.
I didn't
if
know
anybody
about
else
this guy. This sucks.
I hate this.
If anybody else didn't know about this guy here, unfortunately, I'm going to tell you all about him.
100% enemy.
It's a famous OkCupid guy. This is on OkCupid, which is even funnier because OkCupid is like not that sexual. Like as far as like Tinder, that's a Squart guy app. But so his profile was it's described on Know Your Meme as it's notoriety for his online dating profile describing his sexual fantasies and explicit details combined with numerous spelling and grammatical errors. Yeah. And the famous quote from him, again, I can't emphasize enough how high his blood pressure is in this photo. It's like, and you can see his armpit and he has like a really faded armband tattoo, like exactly what you'd think. And I'll try to pronounce this with the spellings. If this is from his profiles, if I'm going to make you squart across the room, 4 commas. Now that turns MW on. Smiley face emoticon with the nose. Like 7 exclamation points.
That's even without all this, smiley face with the nose is so creepy. Like you're up to no good if you're using the nose in the smiley.
Throwing the nose in there. Nothing like having the best oigamiam. Orgasm is spelled O-E-G-A-M-I-O-M.
What is that? That's what that's supposed to be. How does that even happen?
He's too horny. He can't. His brain doesn't work anymore.
Right,
he's having an aneurysm.
He's squirting.
He typed everything in this during a series of climaxes. Like that's why it's typed like this.
Yeah,
he kept getting zapped. He kept getting zapped with the thing from Orgasmo, the little ray.
He was getting the Milgram experiment done on him when he was typing this. Nothing like having the best oigamiam in the world every day. 4 commas. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Also, I feel like it's all in the picture. We have not addressed the fact that he's also wet. He's so wet.
So wet. And he's really red, except his arm isn't. Also, that thing I just read, that was his response to the prompt I spend a lot of time thinking about.
Well,
yeah.
That is like, man, because I'm on Hinge and like, I would say a good 30% of people on there cannot follow a prompt. Like, do not understand what it's wild to me. Just like simple inability to follow directions. Like pretty incredible. Yeah. Anyway, Squart guy.
This other
he can't
picture
follow
is
directions,
so
but
rough.
He's distracted.
What, the one where he's Squirtle? Where he's Squartle?
No, the one where it's like POV, like you're like at his belly button. It's not good. It's really tough to look at.
Yeah, he again looks like he's having an aneurysm.
This looks like it was something you'd found at a crime scene or something. It's like not.
Yes. Kind of generally his vibe.
Sorry, this guy might be a really nice guy. I have no idea, but boy, oh boy, and
I doubt it.
But boy, oh boy,
I doubt it.
And mining, and obviously mining dating profiles is something that's sort of more frowned upon now. But man, this is
sure.
No. This guy's allowed. You're allowed to. If you're
allowed if it's this guy. This guy's like one sentence away from it is better than getting your rocks off with a girl. That's the vibe of this guy.
It is Zodiac-ish.
Every picture of him in his dating profile looks like it was pulled from an Aphex Twin music video. It looks like fucking Rubber Johnny.
Yeah, it really is. Like every picture, it's like something is happening to him. Like that's like
something is totally happening to him.
Like I don't know what, but it's something.
It looks like he was fighting. It looks like it's body cam footage. Like he was fighting a robot that's a camera.
He was fighting something. He was in battle. Spiritual when these were.
Oh, God bless Squart guy.
Why is he so wet? Ugh.
He's so wet.
And you could just see like the hints. Yeah.
Number 5.
Like how Shelby allows that to go on.
Yeah, Shelby listen to that all day.
2 minutes in, Shelby, we're hearing the Shelby cackle is happening, but we're not getting it.
Shelby loves Squart guy for sure. Oh man,
100% agree.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good soundboard edition. Mm-hmm. Subway Takes guy.
Squart guy on Subway Takes. If I could make you squart. 100% agree. What's your take?
100%. I did see one that was the Johnny Cash hurt, except it was if I could make you squirt.
Oh no!
If I could make you squirt. Okay, we simply must. Number 5. This week comes to us from Bookmark19 in the Discord. This is something that's happening in, I guess you could describe it, the hype beast-ish community. Who knows? I probably have the closest relation to this. If anybody hasn't heard, as Kath blissfully hasn't, the new craze is Lububu. Lububu is a toy it's a toy that can squirt, and everyone is excited. No,
What is it though?
Lububu is it's like a designer toy sort of situation. It's like you're I'm trying to think of the last
they're
thing
like
that
Beanie
got this
Babies
big.
now, right? It's like that kind of thing.
I was thinking
it's like a
Funkos,
little
but
figure.
they're like soft, right? They're like squishy.
They're nothing like. I would never. Funkos is a horrible thing to say to any toy designer.
I'm sorry that like any designer toy, like that is the one I'm going to compare it to. These are cuter.
I mean, Funko's tough because like it's a product that's popular, but like 97% of them should just be sent directly to a landfill because they're just like that's
built perfectly. What would feel like great, I bet, is because of their dimensions. To take them take like 100 Funko Pops to a driving range and just knock their heads off like way deep.
That'd be really satisfying.
Yeah, because they have no features. They're all just like fucking okay, like it's just there's all the same eyes. But yeah, I hosted like a designer toy awards.
I see why comparing it to Funko Pops would be offensive. I will say.
Yeah.
That. Anyway, sorry.
Well,
she's
I hosted the Designer
she
Toy
sees you.
Awards once. Yeah, I hosted Designer Toy Awards once, and they like specifically were like shit on Funko Pops. Like if things are if you need a quick laugh, shit on Funko Pops. But yeah, it's like a kid robot type, if you know that, or like like cool little those weird little like baby I'm trying to think of maybe Ugly Dolls were the closest thing that got really big for a minute, and they're not dissimilar.
They do look Ugly Dolls-ish. They look to me like Precious Moments figurines, but like trendy. Like if you made a cool, trendy version of that, that's kind of what they are. And they're wearing little like fuzzy outfits. They're wearing little onesies.
A lot of the designer toy, and this is not to be diminishing or anything. It's all like counterculture Hello Kitty type stuff. Like it's like kind of a Hello Kitty Sanrio type vibe. Lububu is one of those. It's like a bunny.
But these have like really caught on, from what I can tell. These are super popular.
They're like almost impossible to buy or find. Like that's the level of thing where like they've huge resale value or whatever. I find them very weird because like I have a lot of little guys. I'm a little guy enjoyer. That sounds a little weird, but like if people are like latched onto this and they're like, I need one of these, I'm like, again, not to be shitty about it, but it's like there's a lot of things that look like this that like this is really not. If it's just hard to get one, you can get something very similar. See, it's like a bunny with little sharp teeth and kind of like cute but ugly, mean thing. But the main thing here is that they're very, very hard to find. They're very in demand. And so there's a bank in China, in Shenzhen, that has been, they announced a promotion that if you are a new customer at their bank, who also, this is a high bar, new customer who deposits at least $7,000 and keeps it in their account for 3 months, that's like a huge fucking bar to clear for anything. Like if you got a free car, maybe you could make that happen for me. Like that's very high.
I mean, if you make a lot of money, that's not that hard. But then you could buy your own damn Lububu.
Buy your own. What's next? I need a license for my own damn Lububu. But yeah, so if you do that, you get the free toy. And they stepped in and they've banned the bank from doing that. They've said you can't do this with the free toys. You also can't do this with other non-banking related perks. The reasoning for this, because I mean, weird, but whatever. I mean,
you cannot allow anyone to steal that pen on a chain.
Right.
Yeah. The weird thing to me about it is that the reasoning they gave for this is that regulators are concerned that this could drive up banking costs. So I guess they think they're spending so much money on the Lububus that it's gonna like destabilize the bank's liquidity
There's a
or
run
some
on
shit.
the
Like, what
banks.
yeah,
People,
there's a
lose,
Lububu
people
run.
lose faith in the financial system because of the Lububu rates. They're through the roof.
Yeah, so they're getting rid of it.
The Lububu index.
Lububu
I wonder
prices.
what it's at. Average Lububu price. Let's see.
Get on like a StockX or something. They got the Lububus over there.
I don't know, because I'm only getting initial retail prices, which is only between $13 and $16. But I imagine
they're
they sell
cheap.
out so fast that their like resale is crazy.
See, that's the thing that's why these things are sick, is that they're like these blind box type items, which is what these are. You know, you buy one in a box, you don't know which one it is or whatever. It keys in perfectly on, as we've, many people have said, the human need nowadays to like spend $15 when you're in a point of mental, instability.
Anguish.
Got to spend $15 real quick. I'll try to see what they're reselling for. I feel like StockX probably has a lot of them. A set is 6 of them is $216 according to this. But these are small Lububus. These are quite small Lububus. They're running about $40 a piece. That's not
If
very
people
much.
liked these but didn't want to spend the money on it, as a little guy connoisseur, what would you recommend instead?
Instead of the Lububu,
Yeah.
just go to
Like an undervalued, cool little guy for people.
the penny stock, something I think is going to be skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of, I don't know if I get specific ones. I mean, like, I do have one, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's a lot of, just go to any designer toy. I mean, My Plastic Heart is a very cool store here in New York that I think also ships. Like, a lot of this stuff is like that. I know there's like Sad Salesman that does popular things. I mean, My Little Frog that you guys bought me, you get a little frog and do that.
Support your
Really,
friendly
like-
neighborhood, independent operation, not the big Labubu.
Yeah, not
Right.
Big Lububu.
Not Big Lububu. Go to the one in Austin is called Toy Joy. That place is full of
I have a
little
shirt from
plastic
them.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that shirt
Good
with
spot
like a
for
black
little
metal
plastic
cat.
guys.
Yeah, I bought little plastic guys from there. They have an airport in the Austin airport. They have a stand, and I bought little guys there.
Yeah,
you know
the
what's
Austin
happening?
airport's really weird because like all the stores in it are stores in Austin. Like they're all local stores that then have an airport outpost.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're in a little like Potemkin village of Austin. It's like, it's very spooky to me. It's cool. I'm glad they have it. But if you're like, oh shit, I need to buy a souvenir and I didn't go to Toy Joy or whatever, but it is like very weird. It's like a mall of Austin.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely cooler than like. I guess I'm so used to DC where it's just like chocolate presidents
Swatch.
or something weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
They sell like an insanely expensive set of chocolate presidents at the Amtrak station and Union Station at Hudson News. It's
A
all
set?
of the
You get
president's
47
heads.
of them?
Yeah, you get 46, whatever. I mean, when I saw it, it was 46
Right. Probably like
chocolate
30
president
something
heads.
of total.
And it was like $80. It was so much. And you know that chocolate's no good. Anyways. Yeah, but no, that's how they got me though at the Austin airport because I was waiting for a flight. I had time to burn, and Toy Joy was there. Said, "Hey, you want to spend $12 to $15 real quick?" And I said, "Yes, that will quiet.
You know
me.
what?
betcha.
Quiet my brain." I put on a credit card, so it basically doesn't count because
Free.
credit cards round down. Any purchase under $20 is rounded down to zero on a credit
That's
card.
true.
We know
That's
that's
true.
finance.
That would be such a good credit card perk. You need to
Oh,
spend $12
man.
to $15? It's free.
Yeah. Forget giving me Dunkin' dollars or whatever. Just go once a month. You can spend $15, and
We're
it's allowed.
we're closing.
Yeah.
This is your bullshit credit card. You can't use it
Update.
for like trips or recurring payments or anything. You can only use it for $12 to $15 bullshit purchases.
Yeah.
It's
That
for
would be
all your
great.
iced coffees and muffins. That's what it's for.
Man, I'd be swimming in it, dude. I'd have a billion points. a credit card where you can, one of those cards you can choose your reward category, and my reward category is shit I probably should not have bought. I'd be making $1 billion. I'd make so much rewards. Ill-advised purchases, 4x rewards on ill-advised purchases. I'm in.
Stuff that doesn't keep me alive or improve my life in any way category.
Yeah. I'm getting bonuses on groceries. Guess what? I'm not buying that shit, but shit I don't need, crap. Yeah, dude, I'm getting in there.
A little piece of the pie that just says crap.
They should put that in one of those budget apps. Yeah, crap. Here's how much you spend on crap every month. Here's how much you spent on $2 nice sodas or whatever, weird sodas.
Enjoy your $5 kombuchas, you monster. I buy those once every 2 days. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, they got to take the I want them sometimes I buy stuff and I want them to take the tag off like it's a gift. Be like, can you peel the I don't want to remember how much this poppy cost. Can you take the tag off before you give it to me? Yeah, but it's all, I mean, we briefly talked about before we recorded, it's the funny, and a friend of the pod, very funny comic, Tommy McNamara, has a bit about how banks are constantly like trying to get you to refer people to their bank. I mean, to do the bit, but he's like, imagining anyone referring anyone to a bank is, you know, I wish we could link you to his bit, but it's good. The whole, hey man, I think you should check out Chase Bank.
Quick recommendation for you. How you been? Well, I've been banking a lot. It's never been easier.
I'm doing a lot. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of rewards and perks, and I'm banking.
Perks.
And it's going great.
I mean, I do feel like that's what it's like if you talk to a man over a certain age. Like, there's a subset of like old guys who they're gonna tell you about their points and what they got with their points.
The points guy?
How there are a lot of points guys out there. Has Brian done a points guys episode? I feel like that'd be a good episode of guys.
That's a good episode.
Credit card points guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I will submit that as
Dan Ninen is a points guy.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. I have
a friend who will remain nameless who was in who had a Twitter DM relationship with Dan Ninen solely to talk about point stuff, which is very funny.
Points chat.
I mean,
really embedded in there
twice a day about points, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's like the whole points. I mean, it's crazy that there's that guy who's just the points guy, and he has a website called pointsguy.com.
And he's like 7 feet tall. That's a key thing about the points.
What?
Guy.
That's crazy.
That makes sense to me. Because you really give a shit about how you fly if you're 7 feet tall.
6'7".
I guess that is, you need those travel upgrades. That's understandable. But it's like,
what's his wingspan?
But it is the first time you see him like doing an appearance on something or whatever, it's like, whoa, big guy, big tall, whoa, he big.
I was talking to somebody I knew who started working at Delta, and I was like talking about being tall or whatever. I was going to say also, I admit, I've brought up a credit union once or twice in conversation. I'm getting to that age. But they were like, you should ask for the exit row. And I got so mad, but I couldn't show them because I'm like, you don't fucking give it to anybody anymore. Instead, I was like, yeah, I'll try that, and then
thanks.
Because you have to like pay extra for it.
Yeah, because they turned exit rows into like comfort plus extra or whatever.
You got to pay extra to save people from the burning fuselage or whatever. I should get that seat for free. I'm going to help in an emergency. Give me a discount.
I can yank that door off. Look at me.
Yeah.
Let me in there. Put me in the damn jump seat. I'm ready to go.
Let me in there or I'm going to yank it off when it's not supposed to come off. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me in
Now I'm
there.
not flying anywhere. Now I am grounded permanently.
We're turning this thing around.
They've clipped my wings, all because I ripped the door open when I wasn't supposed to.
They look fun to pull off, though. Those handles, they make the handles for those exit doors look way too fun. They should look like, you play with that. Getting yelled at on the plane because I won't stop playing with the exit door.
Yeah, this is just a different version of going for the cops gun. It's just the Thanatos just going. It's real death drive stuff.
Yeah, like some of us are obviously kids here who were told to stop playing with the locks on the car door frequently. Back in the day. You're not going to let me play any more Game Boy. You know what I'm playing with? locks on the door. It's
lock
lock
button.
time.
It's
Yeah.
locks time.
I'm doing
Okay,
a
we
little
should do
symphony of
number 4.
clicks and clunks.
Number 4.
I feel like when I had my own car, I still kind of played with the locks a little bit. I'd still be clicking
yeah.
the little
You gotta click.
remote. It's so fun. These days, you don't even click. It just opens when you're near it. What's the fun in that? That's no good.
That shit. The Uber.
Let me
when they're
click
like,
it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch the door. It opens on its own. Oh, this is a great system, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, I do hate that.
I'm gonna get hit by a fire truck standing in the street while your robot door opens. Anyway.
As slow as hell. The slowest
Yeah,
door.
so slow.
Creaking open like creakydoor.mp3. The worst. This story comes to us from nobody, from what I can tell. It just appeared. No one submitted it.
This is a promotion. Nobody 2. It comes from Mr. Nobody, played by Bob Odenkirk.
Yep. Yeah. He's submitting stories to our show. Got a lot of time on his hands between killing bad guys. Look, there's probably something worse to this story. That's not our business. That's not why we're here today. That's not, we do not condone whatever it is, but there is some litigation happening.
A lot of bank news this week.
Yeah, this is another bank story. A bank in Charlotte, an employee there is suing over discrimination and retaliation claims. And central to these claims is that someone put a Chucky doll at her desk. And this apparently caused a traumatic reaction from this person. This is like a PTSD level. Oh my God, Chucky's here. But there's probably, like I said, there's probably other stuff going on that's probably not good. But this story is insane because not once, not twice, but I believe 3 times when Chucky is referenced, the article goes, Chucky doll - quote, the doll that kills people. They say that multiple times in the story.
That is his job. That is his title.
Is it his job or is it his calling?
It's both. He's doing work.
It's vocational.
I don't think he gets paid for it. Yeah.
I think he's doing it for the love of the game. I don't think he's doing that for work.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, because he's a serial killer's spirit in the doll, right? That's the problem. That's the root of the problem.
That's the problem.
It is a problem.
It's a big problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing here in the story that the manager knew about the workers' fear of dolls. You don't have to share everything at work, I feel like. Why would you tell anyone that if you're in an environment where you are not having fun anyway? Like, I'm afraid of dolls. Like, that feels like something.
It
That's
also
some shit I would do, though.
Tell someone that you're afafraid of dolls?
Yeah. You're at the coffee machine. It takes like 30 seconds longer than you thought it would.
I'm afraid of
throwing
dolls.
out anything. I'm throwing out any information to fill that dead air.
I definitely don't know any of my deepest fears at my job, to my knowledge. I have not disclosed them voluntarily. So, it's just a little strange.
You know, what's weird is I think
unfortunately, everyone knew, but the manager, quote, knew about the fear of dolls and, according to the lawsuit, laughed when he saw her reaction to the Chucky doll. So, not beating those allegations.
It is going to be
You
a little
knew
funny.
and you still laughed. It is kind of funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say, too, it's weird that
He
I
knew.
feel like if you're scared
and he
of
let
dolls,
it happen.
Exactly.
And like, I'm not a fan of dolls. Like, if you're scared of dolls, Chucky is actually like one of the least scary dolls. Because it's like, I would find a Chucky doll way less scary because I'm like, that's Chucky. Versus like a weird old doll, very scary.
I agree with you in the sense that like Chucky's already fucked up looking. He doesn't look like it. It's not like a doll that's trying to be cute and misses the mark, because like that I understand being scary. Chucky's just like a little freak. He's not he was a cute doll, and then he gets possessed by the spirit of the serial killer, and then he becomes all fucked up looking. And then
he's barely a doll at this point. He's left the doll kind of. Doll is like the, he is a doll, but it's not. He doesn't have a lot of doll stuff going on. He's mostly has murderer stuff going on, and then he happens to be a doll.
He also he is a doll, but also he fucks. Like he has a baby. He has a child. So like, how is that? And a bride. Well, you can have a bride and not fuck, like in certain certain circles. Maybe it's a lavender marriage. We don't know. But they have a kid. How'd that happen? Can't be doing that.
Yeah. Seems weird. Don't trust it. It's like a mule. That's how it works, is adults can have one baby, but that baby can't reproduce.
Exactly. Chucky's offspring is sterile. That is true.
Yeah. But
yeah, like I agree. Like a doll that's trying to be cute and failing is frightening. That I understand.
Yeah. It's
that's
like
not what Chucky's about.
That arachnophobes, people who are scared of spiders, like I was watching somewhere, they were like showing different, I mean, it's just a very cruel YouTube video, but they agreed to do it, where they were like showing them different famous spiders. I mean, like,
famous spiders.
It was like video games. It was like video games. And it's like, here are spiders from video games.
The most famous spider.
Shelob was in it. Shelob was in it. And
of course.
I'm
just trying to think of other like named spiders, like famous spiders.
Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah.
Itsy Bitsy.
Itsy Bitsy.
Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
and
a couple.
Shelob. I don't know who else there is.
Well, there's like
Anansi.
Anansi,
probably a spider.
That's classic.
Sometimes is a spider.
Is it?
Yeah, the one
spider?
from Garfield. The one from Garfield. I don't remember what their name is, but there's a spider in Garfield. Comes down, scares Garfield. You don't remember the spider from Garfield?
There's a spider in Garfield?
Yes.
Is he like a recurring character?
She.
Wow.
Don't Thank you feel foolish?
I searched Garfield spider, but all I get is Andrew Garfield, who was Spider-Man.
Oh, that does make a lot of sense. Garfield spider, comic cat. Yeah, there's a cat. There's a spider that's like. I'm looking here at a frame of the first frame is the Garfield looking at the spider, and the spider says, "Don't you wish you could do this?" The spider's hanging from a thread, silk.
Sure.
Then Garfield smacks it with a newspaper, and it goes flying into the wall. And then he says, "Doesn't look safe." And the spider says, "You got that right."
He was a pretty good sport about being smacked into the wall.
Yeah.
So, we also have Spider-Man is a famous spider.
Yeah.
I feel like, Patty, were you going to say one? Did you have another one?
I was going to say Spider, I said, It from It. It it's like a big alien spider,
Mm-hmm. Anyway, famous spiders. This YouTube video is people looking at famous spiders.
Yeah. I just want to throw you one more Garfield spider interaction here for everybody.
Okay.
The first frame is Garfield's got the newspaper ready to go.
This is from
Garfield November 11th.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I need to read aloud another Garfield comic.
It's Garfield's got the newspaper ready to go.
Yep.
And Theater of the mind.
Yeah, the spider's saying, but the spider seems to be thinking, but I guess Garfield can read his thoughts because it's the bubble. He says, "If you squish
Garfield
me,
also thinks, and people can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's just animal communication. But the spider's saying, "If you squish me, I shall become famous." And then you got the second frame. It's really just the same frame as the first. Jim Davis is having a rough day, I guess. It says, "They will hold an annual day of remembrance in my honor, you fat slob."
Okay, yeah, that was worth reading aloud.
And then the last one, this is so mean. That's the second panel. The third panel is a bunch of spiders, and then one of the spiders is at a desk, and I guess it's a teacher spider, and it says, "Does anyone here know why we celebrate, quote, National Stupid Day?" That person, that's so rude. The spider's dead.
Brutal.
Horrible to do.
Thank you for reading out these Garfield comics to our listeners.
Fat slob.
Fat slob. Yeah. You fat slob.
I like how Garfield looks at in the second panel. Garfield looks into the camera, which is important.
He spikes the camera.
He's always doing that.
Read a few more.
Is there a camera? So
Someone's
Garfield
doing
is like
that.
The Office. It's did they ever break that? Maybe that'll be how Garfield ends. They'll have a weird pseudo romance with the camera operator or something. Because that's the way the
I
other
do feel
Office-
like Garfield is kind of Office Jim like in a way.
yeah.
I feel like he's
Yeah.
always making asides, you know,
It's him
If any-
and
acting
then-
like he's better than everybody else. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not. You work in the office too, man. What do you think about that?
This is also your job, bitch.
What do you think about that?
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, you might like our bonus episode where me and Patty go over the story of an orangutan escape artist nicknamed the Hairy Houdini.
Plus, you can get our regular episodes with no ads on the Patreon feed. So check it out, patreon.com/whatatimepod.
The longer we stay on Garfield, the more risky it is that I'm going to read another Garfield out loud. So
Okay, maybe
tread
we
with
should go to
caution.
number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
No, oh wait, but I had the spider thing.
Oh,
Oh my
right.
gosh. Okay, what's the spider thing?
It's not a Garfield thing. It's not worth it anymore. I was just going to say that arachnophobes, this is the doll thing, is that like when they showed them, the thing is like they would show them what are supposed to be like terrifying. It's like it looks like a spider, but it's like body horror where it's like it's a spider, but the legs are human legs and it's got a human's face on it. And they were like, that doesn't scare me. And then they were just like, here is just a super accurate spider. And they'd be like freaking out. It's like very
That's the
much.
thing that-
So I feel like it's a doll
Yeah.
thing where it's scarier just to have a regular doll. Because when you're taking
Yeah.
too much of the doll stuff out.
Ship of Theseus type thing. That's what that is, right? I said that right? Okay, cool. Number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Now we're good.
Comes to us from
Number
Average
3.
Gatsby. Number 3 comes to us from Average Gatsby. It's from the BBC, and this is a story that has an amazing photo associated with it that I will share in the chat. That really just sets the scene here. Gull sips man's coffee before stealing his mug, and damn, dude, this guy, he was bird-proofing houses, and you know,
Damn,
putting those-
working against the very guy
That's right.
who foils him.
That's right,
Wow.
installing those spikes, in this town, and in Porthleven, and he stopped at a pub for a coffee, and he was talking to someone, and he turned around and he saw the gull had his beak in the coffee. And before he could take action, the gull grabbed the mug and flew away. And he got an incredible photo of it somehow, like incredibly dynamic photo.
Yep. Beak clamped on the little handle, like
Yep.
Yeah.
like it's hanging from like a drying dish rack or something. Just like perfect. I
Knows
love that
exactly
the guy
how to
was
pick it up.
bird proofing a building. Like
Yep.
that's so
Yeah.
good. Like
And just I mean, really flew over the water and like landed in the water and then dropped the mug and the mug sank. So no more mug.
While
no more
making
mugs
hard
for you,
eye
motherfucker.
contact,
Yeah.
sinking the mug.
Big time.
Yeah, I mean,
alpha.
I think you could say the guy with the coffee is going to get less bird spikes up now. You know, without the coffee, I'm moving slow. I need
He's
it.
losing efficiency.
Probably
Yeah.
derailed his
Yeah.
day at least. Yeah, bought some time. You know.
I'm not even installing birds. Like this would derail my day regardless, but if I'm installing bird spikes, I'd be like, damn, birds won me 0 today. Like
Yeah,
birds got one up on me. I'm not coming back from this.
you lost. You're going to you got to make your building looks really ugly. And then you're like, one for us. Take that, birds. No, it's like putting bird spikes on a building is basically hanging a flag that says we've lost to the birds. Like you said, like it's just, you know, it's clear that you've lost that battle and you've had to change your building. So, you know, pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, if you're making architectural changes to the building, like some pretty serious stuff happened. Why can't you just let them nest? Because of the poop? Because they'll poop on everyone?
Yeah,
Walking
they'll,
by?
and they'll make nests. The nests, you know, can be gross. They have like bugs and stuff in them, and yeah, who knows? I mean, you know,
Birds are pretty disgusting, unfortunately.
yeah,
That is
Yeah.
true.
you know,
I guess they also maybe dive bomb. Sometimes they build a nest and then they're like, why are you coming near my nest? And you're like, I'm not. I'm going to Duane Reade. And they're like, but that's near my nest.
You built your nest at Duane Reade. It's like people
Yeah.
who move into like a cool neighborhood and then make noise complaints. That's what the seagulls are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's
What
a
the
very
hell?
I've seen a
loud
bird kill
concert
itself.
happening.
Deep
true.
cut. Yeah. And sure, they
hey,
could be
man,
like,
I'm-
you killed all the trees and destroyed our habitat, so now we have to nest at a Duane Reade. Shut up.
It's like,
Shut
yeah,
up.
Shut up. Like, I got to get this off-brand phone charger that's behind the counter for some reason.
I need a phone charger, but it's very important that it only works for 2 days.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to Duane Reade.
I very much want a temporary phone charger. I want this
Yep.
to become a problem again. What's the cheapest thing you have? I'm looking for a fire hazard. I'm looking kind of to charge my phone, kind of to set my apartment on fire. Do you have anything that can do both?
At some risk.
I'm really
Yeah.
just a middleman for the landfill. I just like to, kind of get my cut before it gets sent to them.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta
Yeah.
charge my phone so I can make a video with my Funko Pops, and then it all goes in the trash. So that's cool.
Yeah. I got to make my video of man cries about his dying son in the hospital while eaten by wolves or whatever
That's right.
that guy does.
What's going on with that
Yeah.
guy right now? Let's see what we got. Any more of those quick.
While you
Quick
look,
check-in.
you know those videos where someone's like building a structure in the woods or whatever, like building a log cabin from scratch. It's one of those, but it's me building a floating trash island, working, and it's just me hacking phone chargers and Funko Pops, and then setting them afloat, setting them free.
Okay.
I don't.
Any updates?
Yeah, I got a few. Man killed by stalker in hotel.
Okay.
Not what you want. Let's see.
Does he play the role of the stalker as well, or is it all?
It looks
off
like he's
camera?
being pulled like the stalker is like a, alligator or something, the way he does his thing where he's like hanging on the side of the door jamb. We've got a distress call.
They should get this guy for some promotional stuff. If I was
Yeah.
promoting the new Predator, I'd be like, we got to get this
Yeah.
guy getting killed by the Predator.
Killed by a
You gotta
predator.
pay him. Give him some
Distress-
I will say
Distre-
the way that he looks like in such distress, he is a little bit evocative of the Squart guy.
money. Yeah, I was
They have
gonna
the
say,
same-
we're not.
They have the
It's
same about to have an aneurysm pallor.
Yeah, it's like they're different emotions, but they're, they express them. They react in the same way physiologically. If you were to
Yeah,
test them,
yeah.
just one of those tests, like the like emotional recognition test, like they give Nathan Fielder, but it's the Squart guy, this guy, and they're like, what emotion? They're like, I don't know, man. Showing a picture of the Squart guy and being like, that is lust. It's like, what?
I think that's
I'm
right.
so confused. Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
We got paramedic discovers murdered victim is son.
Murdered victim
Murdered victim.
Murdered victim.
implies
murdered
two
victim.
crimes.
Yep.
It was a victim, and then he was also murdered.
I feel like
those.
murdered victim definitely like harassed me on Twitter in 2018 or something.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah. No, he got scammed and then was murdered. So, let's see. A distress call from space before all crew are killed. See, there's a predator right there. Just to have the predator. be
Yeah,
the
there
one
you
that does
go.
it.
There's a tie-in.
Um,
Because he doesn't say dies. He says are killed.
that's right.
Like,
They all become
Yeah.
murdered victims.
Yeah. He was really using pretty vague language there.
Man abducted, wakes up in alien aircraft. He looks very upset about that. Not
we
happy
go.
about that.
maybe these are sponsored posts.
This is Patty's Garfield. This is
Yeah. Then an episode of a lot of describing what things look like. That's what this episode is.
So
Yeah.
Garfield's orange, and he's got some stripes.
Look, you're like doing
Say
dishes
like
or
that.
like folding laundry or whatever right now. So
Just
it's
imagine
just-
the screaming guy.
Yeah, you're hearing the voices and it's nice. You can have little lulls and sort of the thrills. over the
Please
course
have-
of-
Please have someone who listens to this podcast like be one of those people in like a TikTok that's like, "What are you listening to?" And then it's just me describing a Garfield comic, and TikTok is like, "What is this?" Yeah,
yeah.
Seagulls.
Seagulls.
Seagull.
Snatch.
Where
the
did this
coffee. I like-
happen?
This was in I said the name before, Porthleven in a Cornish town.
A Cornish town.
I know where that is.
Small roasted town.
That's right. Cornish game town.
Yeah, Cornish game town.
I ate one of those recently. A small roasted town. No, I had a Cornish game hen. It was weird. It
no
kind of
need
creeped
for
me
them.
out.
I never got it.
I'll just have half a chicken. I don't need a whole one of these. Yeah.
And it's like you're decreasing the fucking ratio is fucked up on them because it's like that's how they play it. Is they're like, what if you only want like a tiny chicken? It's like, well, this one's got way more bones. It's like
it's got all the
meat,
bones of a regular
bones.
chicken.
Yeah.
But
just as many
meat.
giblets, but
just picking up a
goodies.
Cornish game hen and then just biting into it like an apple. That's after it's been cooked, obviously, naturally.
Cornish game hen. If you love the convenience of eating a crab, but the none of the luxury.
What
if a chicken was harder to eat? Yeah.
That's what we've all been waiting for.
I like that the seagull tasted the coffee. Has it been going back for more coffee?
That's the thing. It tasted it, and then he was like, "I'll be having that." He did I'll be having that. He enjoyed it.
He certainly did do. He'll be having that.
He didn't really think about the fluid mechanics of trying to fly away with it, but he's a seagull. Like
a lot of people made the same joke. I was seeing if there's any follow-up stories. A lot of them saying that a man was mugged and putting "mug" in quotes. Obviously,
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna
Can't
say
I
you
care
would have
for
understood
that,
it. Even if he didn't understand fluid dynamics, I think he deserves a huge amount of credit for grabbing the handle, like we said. I mean, you see a bird, you think they're going to grab the wall of the mug and then be subscribed.
They're going to be subscribed.
Craving Patreon. Yeah, surprised that it's so hard. And
they were subscribed. It was like a Michael Barbaro mug. It was like the daily themed. It was merch you got for donating or something.
I have another image. So that's another. He must have really been taking a lot of pictures if this guy had all this time.
Wouldn't you?
I guess.
Okay, yeah.
What image you send?
It's
next to Squark Guy.
He's dipping his little beak in. He's enjoying it. He's getting his Java. Then that gives him the strength to pick up the whole mug. That I feel like I'm a little surprised a seagull can pick up a mug. It seems like it'd be heavy for them. And fly away? Come on.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, I guess they're always carrying a big corpse or whatever. Or not a big corpse, but a fish. You know?
They're always carrying a diaper. That's what seagulls are always carrying.
They love a diaper. They love
a diaper. That's like
someone dropped another napkin full of chocolate on the boardwalk. Time for me to cash in.
No.
But yeah, I feel the same way when you see those videos of like an eagle knocking a goat off a cliff. It's just like, damn,
that's fucking
I didn't know they
crazy.
had that kind of. I didn't know they had that kind of strength. Grown bird strength. Yeah, those videos are crazy. If I were a goat, I would have stopped hanging out on ledges. I mean, I know that's their whole thing, but you got to know you're putting yourself in quite a lot of danger. That's their spot.
That's their spot. That's where they go. But yeah, there are a few animals where it's just like it's really impossible to fathom how big they are. Even like from pictures and videos, it's sort of like misleading. And I feel like eagles are one, ravens are one, moose are one, where it's just like however big you think they are, they're bigger. Like it's impossible to have the right estimation. It just doesn't. Like it isn't what you think.
Yeah, academically, I understand that a California condor is like the biggest bird in the world or whatever. I think if I saw one, I would start crying. Like I would freak out. It would fuck me up.
I'd be like, bad. Magic is real, and I'm scared
it would
now.
like really mess me up. It would I wouldn't be able to do anything else like that week if I saw one. It's like a rock.
Calling into work because I saw a bird that was too big and it scared me. I'm calling in sick. I can't do this. Yeah. California condor height. Yeah, it's as big. It is as big as a person. It is.
See, that's
yeah. I think this would probably fuck me up.
Wait, is it as tall as a person?
Continue to. It's like, I feel like it would maybe come up to like your belly button, but it's like
10-foot
all
wingspan.
In all dimensions. Yeah, it is as big as a person.
10-foot wingspan. Yeah, I'm not coming back from that.
I'm not going to
boy.
California now. I know
No.
those guys are there. No thanks. Should we do number 2?
Just getting picked up and taken away, and that's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't let your dogs outside, dude. This could
Please
take
the
any
coffee.
dog.
Take the coffee.
Number 2. Hey.
I love that A. Is this me? Who is this?
Yes.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
this me? Kath is calling into the show. Is this me?
Long-time listener, long-time caller as well. This story comes to us from Help, I've Been Hamburglarized in the Discord. This is some... I hate to find some confusing stuff deep in the Canadian wilderness. I watched the first few seasons of Yellow Jackets until it got stupid. It's no good. You don't want to be finding weird stuff in the Canadian wilderness. Nothing good happens after that. You eat your friends. That's what happens. So
Find some weird stuff. And nothing worse than if that
Unfortunately-
weird stuff baffles archaeologists. My God.
yeah, you do not want. This is like the first 10 minutes of The Empty Man. Like it's the first 10 minutes of The Exorcist. You don't want archaeologists to be baffled by a find in the wilderness. An ancient evil is being unleashed, and we got enough of that. We got enough of these modern evils. Am I right? Keep the ancient ones away from me. So yeah, this is in the Canadian wilderness, and also terrible when something is seemingly ahistorical. When they're like, we don't know how this got here. This doesn't line up. No good. But yeah, so they happened upon a stone with a bunch of runic carvings. This is also no good. Discovered after like a big tree fell and it was unearthed, which like yeah, some kind of curse is
3
is
for
happening.
3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unearthed, never intended to be seen. Archaeologists are
Right.
baffled. Bad fucking
It's not
time
what you want.
for everyone involved.
So yeah, this it's a bunch of runes. They think they know like what the language is, but they're just like how is it here? Because we know the Vikings got to Canada, but they didn't come to this part of Canada. And also they don't look like they are contemporaneous with the Viking explorations. They think it was somebody more modern, but not that modern. They think it was from like a couple hundred years ago. And yeah,
There's
they
the
don't know how
content
this.
of it too.
What's it say? I'm scrolling.
It's a hand etched rendition of the full Lord's Prayer. So
That's fucked up, man.
that just fucks with all their archaeology stuff. They're like, we have our rules, and this isn't following any of our archaeology rules.
Right.
'Cause-
So I guess it was like Christianized Vikings that were somehow in Canada. None of this is lining up.
That's going to be a hard
I feel
sell
like
when
if
you're-
in a different time, this could have been like another Mormonism, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
sacred
those are
tablet.
you can actually see the tablet crazily.
That's true. That makes it different than Mormonism because you can see the tablet.
Because any other person besides the head guy can see it. So
Yeah.
It's simply too cool. I cannot show you. It's too
You
divine.
also have to.
Oh, they're gone
I'm
now. Also,
I'm
I
sure
forgot
that they
them.
have.
They were in my checked bag.
Yeah, they're in Well, funny enough, they're in Canada. Nobody's allowed to see them but me. Actually, I had to give them back.
They go
but
to
they
a
let me
different
see them
school.
really quick. Yeah, I was only allowed to look at them in this special room. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's obviously rules and they have ways to figure it out, but it is funny to think that archaeology is like this, where it's just like the order they found stuff in, where if they'd found this first, they would have been like, the Vikings were a Christian people. Instead, they found the other one. But I was also going to say, hard sell if I was a Viking to be converted to Christianity, just based on the coolness of the gods. Those are I'm not giving those up. Those are pretty sick.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wonder to the extent that like our familiarity with biblical stories makes them not seem as cool. Because like my first instinct is like Viking stories are way cooler. Like there's so much more badass and like dramatic and stuff. But then it's like there's a lot of very dramatic shit in the Bible. I'm just like used to it because it's our thing. And also because it's our thing, everyone has like normal names. But it's not like the names are normal. It's because all our names come from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's just a guy named David. I know like 50 guys named David. Like, that's not exciting to me, you know? But the reason I know all those Davids is because of that David.
Yeah, I guess there's
I feel like this is not landing.
No. You're like actually prompting serious thought in my head.
Kath does know a lot of Davids.
No.
I do.
Because I'm thinking, and I'm like, because especially Nordic gods is like such a thing for people. I mean, me, but I can't talk about it anymore because now if you talk about Nordic gods, people are like, where
I'm a
were
little
you
afraid
January
of you.
6th?
Yep.
But like, because I'm thinking there's a lot of like books and stuff that lean into Nordic, you know, like wolf that eats the sun and all that. So basically, I was just imagining like a version of God of War where you're fighting all of the apostles of Jesus. And then I was going to think about how cool that would be. I mean, I think you'd win. They're not, I guess
they're not like fighters, I feel.
No, they're peaceful.
I mean, they were
That's
kind
like
of
their whole
betas.
thing.
They followed a guy around. That was their whole thing.
Kat's
No
gonna have to
offense.
open all her mail at the police station for the next month. Yeah, I'm trying
I'm
to
just
think.
saying,
I mean,
it's a
I
little
get-
cuck to follow a guy around with 12 other guys. It's a little sus to me. Sorry.
Kat's never going
I'm
to be
joking.
Pope now.
I'm
Kat's,
joking.
Kat's
Please don't yell
popehood
at
is
me.
revoked. Someone is
My
playing
college
this in
religion professor just like keeling over dead. That's what my degree is in. Like, I can't be saying that shit. Anyway.
degree
gonna
is
get
in
canceled.
the Pope and Popeness. Yeah,
Popery.
we're no longer going to be allowed to be played at Sunday schools across the country. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think if there's like Christian, the amount of like giant wolves and hammers and like specific weapons. I feel like weapons is big for me. That there's a lot of like specific. Odin has a spear, Thor has a hammer. Where
Yeah. Kind of
someone has a
famously
shotgun.
nonviolent. New Testament sort of famously, they don't do a lot of fighting. That's like kind of the whole thing. That's a little bit of a bummer. You got
it's
like
more of
flaming wheel with eyes and stuff though. Like that's pretty
Yeah, there's
exciting.
that.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
and
sick.
you got Old Testament got a lot of fighting in it. Got a lot of people killing each other and stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean that's exciting.
But if you're if you're only into the Old Testament, I got bad news for you. You're Jewish. Unfortunately, that's your
I got bad news for you. Why is it bad news?
look. Other Jews would agree. It's not great.
Get ready to have stomach problems, pal.
Yeah. Hope you had your
That- I
fill
did,
of milk, fella.
I did Quarators a while ago, and on Quarators I learned what JRPG stood for, and we were talking
Jewish
about how
RPG.
it'd be Jewish role playing game, and your health bar is just your stomach problems. It's just how nauseous you are is the health bar.
Yeah.
That's
We're
yeah.
allowed
like-
to say it. Jeremy Kaplowitz is Jewish, so we're allowed.
Yeah.
That's
we
like,
weren't
Jewish
being
role
mean.
playing game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like Zelda, but instead of the fairy, it's just like your mom, the Navi, is like, "What are you doing? You're wasting your life.
Did you,
You're going the wrong way."
yeah, this is and it can affect gameplay. Like Eli, did you ever play Eternal Darkness on GameCube?
No, but that's one where I am familiar with it. You have like
have
a
the-
sanity meter, right?
Yeah, Kath, it's like a Lovecraft
Ooh, I like
game.
that.
And
Yeah.
as things happen, you will like
Madness
it'll like
meter.
scare you, and like the like controller stops responding and stuff if you're like too crazy or like you see
It's
things
just
that
like
aren't there.
life.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That is
So it's
cool.
that,
I
but
like
you have
that.
an anxiety attack. It's an anxiety meter, and then the controller stops responding.
Yeah.
Yeah, plumbing. But I lost my thought. I was getting I was
Norse
really,
mythology.
Norse,
Plumbing.
Norse mythology. Yeah,
We're talking
the
about
Old Testament does
runes.
have some cool stuff. There's a lot of rules in it too. There's a lot of you learn that when you're reading your bar mitzvah portion or whatever. A lot of rules. A lot of
I
just
guess
kinda-
that's the thing is like maybe there are, but we don't know them. Like in the Norse mythology, it's just like this is what this god does, and they have a cool weapon, and that's how you know who they are. And you like they're your patron, and you leave like gifts for them or whatever. But it's not a lot of rules.
yeah.
I feel like there's not a lot of guidelines like there is
Maybe yeah.
in our books.
I mean, we're probably just getting the hits. But I'm saying you
That's
walk
true.
into a high school auditorium looking for a new religion, and everybody's got a booth. And I'll say as a Jew, if you're Jewish there and they're like, you can feel guilty over here. And then another one was like, we have a
Would you like
world
obligations?
serpent. Yeah, yeah. We have a world serpent named Jormungandr. I'd be like, I'm going to go over.
I'll pick that one.
I like that guy. Do I get to talk to this guy? What's the deal?
Yeah, yeah. I'd be able to admit, even as a member, that probably be just like the kids who felt bad that no one was at that table, which kind of prepares them for the life that they're signing up for. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of what it is. That's what being God's chosen people is about.
Yeah. If you think...
Well, yes.
I was like, you think two goats pulling a god's chariot is cool, let me tell you about putting milk and meat on the same plate and how that's bad. Come on over. Come on down. Plenty of room. Plenty of pamphlets left, fellas. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. So they think that maybe this... Like, there's sort of a gap in the time period because they're like, okay, well... European settlement of Canada was happening in the 1600s, and that is the absolute earliest this could be. But there are no records of Swedish people being there until like later when they're doing all the hunting all the beavers and stuff. They're there then hunting all the beavers, but they think this was written before. So they're just like, I don't know, some random Swedish guy was here and I guess had a lot of time on his hands. Probably because no one could talk to him because he was the only one. So
I didn't understand him. He's just hanging out writing the Lord's Prayer. What else are you gonna do? It's just
what else are you gonna do?
Number
one?
Doesn't have a phone.
Number one.
And this week's number one reason to say what a time to be alive.
Number one this week comes to us from Miami Herald in the Discord. This is a story of a finally freed. There's a bear in Michigan that had, you know what bears be doing. They're getting into stuff. They love to get
stuck
into
in
stuff.
a pot of honey, huh? That's what they be doing.
Very close.
Wiping their ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what bears do in the woods, right?
Yeah.
It just occurred to me that the Charmin
bears
are because of does a bear shit in the woods. Just occurred to me.
Yeah. But I think
Wow.
it's fair to
Vulgar.
because they've gotten pretty far away from that. It may have started with that.
They're not going to say that in the commercials.
and like, aren't they in a fucking house now? Like, they got
They've
a house.
lost the thread. Charmin's lost the thread a little bit on the bear stuff. It's like the Mucinex
chart
guy.
about
does the bear shit in the woods? The answer is no. Apparently, the answer appears to be no. They shit in their house.
They shit in a turlet, like you and I.
Yeah, it's like because it was like first like does a bear shit in the woods, and now it's like our baby bears hate having pieces of paper left on their asshole when they're done, don't you? And it's so. Like I said, it's like the Mucinex guy, where at first it was like, okay, there's a Mucinex guy, and he's like a bad roommate in your lungs. And now he's got a fucking family, and he's got a kid, and it's all fucked up.
He's got bills to pay. That's why he's in those commercials. He's got a family to support.
I saw like an ad for
he's such an
children's
asshole
Mucinex.
stage parent.
Now
to
he has
the
anxiety.
Baby Mucinex.
Yeah. His longest thread in the history of the forums is the Mucinex guy Jewish. It's like that other Jeremy Kaplowitz thing. Stop claiming guys. Yeah. But I think I saw like a children's Mucinex ad where they also made the mucus living in the child was a baby Mucinex, and I was like, what the fuck is happening with your goddamn world that you're built? Like, chill, back it up, all right? But this bear, he's loved to get into stuff. So this one went into the trash. They do love the trash. It's one of their favorite foods. Unfortunately, he did get into a very Winnie the Pooh situation where he got his head stuck in the opening of the trash can, then retreated, the lid popped off, and then he spent 2 years in the wilderness with a trash can lid stuck around his head, walking around.
God.
This is the one thing we didn't want to happen. That's what this is to me. That's rough. And it's big, too. He has like a Shakespeare collar of a trash can lid.
Yeah.
2 years.
He's got his head stuck in the trash opening, but it's also got it's got one of those can specific openings. And that's just catching on branches. It's fucking his whole day up.
I'm just imagining he's like, I feel like,
How did he stop?
you know, when like your dad tries to fix something that like he doesn't actually have the capability to fix, and then he's like, nobody help me. I'm gonna do it. That's like the vibe I get from this. I'll deal with it. Don't help me.
How did he stay alive?
I like how it looks. It's actually good. It feels good on my neck.
It's fine.
It's easy to
I
lay
did it
down
right.
and hunt.
I did this so that the trash can will be open later. That's why I'm holding the lid. I'm holding onto the lid.
Oh, this poor guy.
Yeah. Well, the good news is the reason that it's in the news again is that they tracked him down. They knew he was running around with what they describe as an awful lid on his neck, and they trapped him. They tranked him. They put him under for the procedure.
You gotta.
Yeah. And they cut it off, which is pretty. That's the worst thing about it. I think that's so frustrating is obviously the bear doesn't understand how easy it is for us as a as a species to get this off. Like to him, it is like an unbelievable weapon that we've invented, some sort of great jail. And for us, it's like you don't even need great scissors to get this off. You could probably get it with like plant shears.
No, you just need like a hand that can grip, really. That's like one of the main things we have that they don't. That's like pretty important. Grip.
Yeah. Yeah. I think bears get opposable thumbs. It's over for us. They're coming in.
We're done.
No kitchen is safe. Yeah. So they got it
I would
off.
feel so fucking owned if I were an animal that got killed by a bear that had this on it. I would just be this is adding insult to injury. That this guy got me, the fucking lid bear. The article says he was normal weight though, which means he was getting stuff. He was catching things with this on. He was doing all right.
It was just on him. Yeah. Getting killed by a bear with a damn skin on, with a damn Fortnite skin, lid bear. Yeah. But they also say that it's not precisely known how the lid got stuck on the bear's neck. I have a guess.
I can guess. I'd imagine. Could probably figure it out.
I'd put a reasonable amount of money on what happens if someone forced me to.
I do want to know what he was going for, though, when he got it stuck. You know? Like, what was the supreme, the good treat that was behind that lid that made him go, like, hand in the Pringles can mode, you know?
Mm-hmm. He went in. He couldn't resist.
It would be, yeah, that's a key. Oh, man. Purple chips? What do we think? Yeah.
Going for the sweet
What are
chilies?
Purple chips? Sweet chilies?
Purple Doritos.
He had the spicy sweet chili. Yeah, he had a taste of some kind of powder flavor, and so it's over after that. You know.
Oh, you can't let bears taste that powder. That's a problem. That's like we didn't cover it on the show, but the elephant that was in the grocery store. Did you guys see that one? It's pretty good. Elephant walking into a Thai grocery store, and they're just like, please leave. Like, what do you do? It's an elephant. It's as big as the store. Like, you have an elephant now. You no longer have a store if that happens to you. But
Stores
apparently
around an elephant.
Exactly. But apparently this elephant had been going into people's houses to get snacks, and then it like figured out the source and went straight to the snacks.
Yeah.
So
Putting
can't
his
let a
trunk
big
over,
animal do that.
Right over the top into the Slurpee machine, slamming it down, dying of brain freeze. Passed away from brain freeze, unfortunately.
Have you? I feel like that seems like a thing you would have written a Cracked article about. Brain freeze. Do you know? What is it? You seem like.
Do you know? Do you see?
I don't know what causes it.
It just seems like a Cracked thing. Pitch that.
No, it
Write a
very
brain
much
freeze
does.
article.
In fact, I feel like I pitched it and it was rejected more than anything. Oh, this is the Mucinex guy with. Well, what's going on here? Would you say?
Patty, I was wondering why during a lot of this story you looked very lost in thought, and now I know you were just looking for this fucked up picture of the Mucinex guy, which it's labeled Tinder_pics_4.jpg, and it's a Mucinex guy in a what do you call those hats? Those like Cuban hats? Those like straw.
He's
fedora
he's in a
hat.
Buena Vista Social Club hat. I think.
Yes.
I will just take the joke from Knocked Up or whatever it was from.
Yeah. He's got a tattoo that says Mucinex and little sunglasses, and he's on the beach from the beach, I think, is where he is.
Yes, that's correct.
So cool.
And his nipples are visible. That's a big part of it.
It's like when
This
the green
concludes
M&M
the-
had breasts.
he has some titties. And this will be the final image we describe on this show that has been almost entirely us describing images to you.
This has
I
been
hope you've
the
enjoyed it.
alt-text podcast. We hope you enjoy.
We're
His
recording
lips
this
are
pretty
chapped.
late on a weeknight. His lips
His
are
lips
chapped.
are chapped. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's you can really spiral going through the Mucinex. Just Google
There's a
image
lot of
searching
details.
Mucinex guy. There's a lot going on.
Folks, check it out. Let's do
Feel
plugs.
free. Let's do plugs.
Y'all ready for this?
Find our Patreon bonus episodes, merch, Discord, and more at whatatimepod.com. And follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at whatatimepod. Check out Cap's other podcast, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Theme song by Naughty Professor. Thanks for listening, and best of luck.
I have a show Thursday, June 26th at 7 p.m. at Mood Ring. You should come. It's me, Django Gold, Jay Jordan, George Soares, and some poets, too, which will be fun. And then Saturday, June 28th at 8 p.m., I have a show at Roots Cafe in South Slope. So come to those.
I don't have any shows coming up, but I have been streaming on Twitch again at twitch.tv/pig_dog, playing Dark Souls 3. That's been fun if you want to tune into that.
I don't have anything.
Check out the Mucinex guy.
Check him out.
Check
He's
out
got
his
a lot,
nipples.
there's a lot going on there. So
All
feel
right.
free.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.